Good morning and welcome back to the fourth and final day of the 2022 European Judo Veteran Championships here in Heraklion on the island of Crete in Greece. And I'm Lincoln Hahn, your commentator. We have finished 3 days of competitions for the veterans categories between M1 to M7. From F1 to F7, we covered many age groups and weight categories, and we have had some very exciting competition throughout the last 3 days. And today we will be focusing on the last day of the team competition of these veteran athletes who volunteered to stay longer and form a team to get an extra chance to fight for themselves and for their country. So we have a total of 236 players inscribed in this competition from 31 countries. The number is lower than the usual European Championships participation before the pandemics, but keeping in mind that this particular event restarted after 2 years of absence because of the pandemics. So it's already a remarkable step that many people took the effort to come here, and the quality is quite high, even if the number is lower than usual. We have seen many former and current European and world medalists and top 8 place finishers coming to this competition. And the medal count as of end of yesterday, we have Azerbaijan as first place, followed by Moldova, second place, Poland, third place, Belgium, fourth place, France, fifth place, and Italy, sixth place. Azerbaijan is one of the biggest teams here in terms of number of participation. France is leading number 1 with 33 players, and Azerbaijan brought 21 players, and many of them are quite skilled. And Georgia ranks third in terms of participation with 20 players, and Germany ties with Georgia with 20 players, followed by our host nation, Greece, with 18 players. And so consider that Azerbaijan ranks second in terms of participation and first in terms of medal count at the end of the individuals event. It is quite reasonable. Moldova instead ranks 10th in terms of participation with 10 players, but yet they finished second in the medal tally. So today we have the team competition taking place on 2 mats, and we have the M under 30 team of Georgia versus Azerbaijan, France versus Spain. And we don't have any under 40 mixed team, but we have a female under 30 team contest between Germany and Great Britain. And then we have only one contest between 2 German teams in the M under 50 years old group. So these are, you have to keep in mind, this type of event is really based on the availability and travel schedule of the participants who participate in the previous days of the competition. And if they're able to stay longer for the last day of the team event and they're in good shape, they have the willingness to fight, then you can form a team. And each country can borrow a foreigner. And soon we'll be getting started here in just a minute. But first, let's go to our sponsor for a message.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call it quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
Different names to justify the ownership.
friendship. Rules are still the same, chances we don't get, but still we showing love to everyone that shows respect. At the river is where they used to trade. Our ancestors, how can we not relate? The story goes so deep, not looking for revenge, looking for solutions to the day that we'll smile again.
So here we have two mats. We have mat 2 and mat 3. So on mat 2, we have the M30 over 30 category of Georgia versus Azerbaijan, and on mat 3 we have France versus Spain. And you can see here on mat 2, but if you would like to watch the match between France and Spain, you can switch to the other streaming on our YouTube channel. So you have the first win going to Azerbaijan because Georgia doesn't have a player for the under 60 kilograms category. So now we have the second match here, and it's going to be fought between these two. We have, actually I think the switch up here, under 73 kilograms. Because it's supposed to be Mamadov versus Amir Ismailov of Azerbaijan, but I think Mamadov is having his teammate fighting this fight. As I was saying earlier, the advantage to a team is to have a full team. If they have more members, if you have a complete team and have more members compared to the other team, if they have a full weight category present, then already they have an advantage, because if, let's say, 66 kilograms shows up and the other team doesn't have one, then they already have one Ippon equivalent win. Wazari, it was just a very slow counter, but nevertheless landing the Georgian onto his side, toward his back. And now the Azeri is working on a Jujigatami turnover. And the Georgian stands back up. So for the veterans event, we have two age groups for the single gender team. So for the men, it's 30 to 39 years old. So that's M1 and M2 combined, and then there is the 50 to 64 years old, which is M4, M5, M6. And for the mixed team instead, they took the missing age group of 40 to 49 years old, but we don't have enough people remaining to make a mixed team at this event. And normally if you have a competition of like, I don't know, 600 people, it's more likely that you have enough people remaining to make that mixed team. So, you know, because veterans event, everyone's coming here on their own expenses. So every extra day means extra expenses. So you really need very, you know, dedicated and economically available players to make this kind of decision to stay the extra days. And Georgia just scored Lazari with 28 seconds left. So now they're even 1-1. I was talking to the French team, let's say team captain yesterday, and he really underwent great effort to put together teams just so that they can have a team for France. It wasn't easy trying to convince everybody to stay, especially when you have such good weather, you know, and sightseeing and the beach as an attraction for many of the veteran players who already had a long day of competition. But those who remain here are truly dedicated and hardcore judo fans. So here was back at it, and almost at the end of the regular time, the Azeri is down with 2 penalties, but he's got his Razari. So the first win may have been a piece of cake for Azerbaijan, as they had a win by default. But the second one seems to be hard fought, whichever way it goes. Well, Azerbaijan really took that win with that big throw, Makikomi. And even I think even without that throw, it looked like the Georgian kind of grabbed the leg in defense. So with 2 penalties down already, he would have likely received another penalty for leg grab. So here we have the 73 kilograms contest. And this should be between Mamadov and Samir Ismailov. So Mamadov is in blue from Azerbaijan, and Ismailov is in white from Georgia. So Mamadov, I believe, fought in M2, and he's the reigning European champion in M2, 73. well, Ismailov is M1. So this is a match between the close age groups of M1 and M2. So because we have only 4 teams, this is going to be a round robin contest. So every team's going to fight every other team. Actually, let me correct myself here. I just got the updated fight order for this team, and it has some corrections. So actually, Mamadov is fighting up at 81 kilograms category, and his opponent is Sandro Yakubashvili, who is actually 81 kilograms. So we have the previous match instead was between Livan Chubinitsi of Georgia and Nadir Babayev. And well, big ippon for the Georgian. Let's say
Match 3, the winner in blue, Spain. Match 2, the winner in white, Georgia.
so 1 win and against the 2 wins. So Azerbaijan has 1 win and Georgia has 2 wins.
The winner in blue, Spain, with score 3-1.
And now we're moving to the under 90 kilograms category between Zaza Davatsi in white for Georgia and Samir Ismailov of Azerbaijan in blue. I think Ismailov is fighting up a category, at least 1 weight category. And now he finds himself under for Jujigatami, holding on desperately. I think he might be able to defend this if he just gets his shoulder out a little bit. And he's already on his knees, so well defended against the much heavier and bigger opponent. So you can see in the picture replay in the upper corner, that was Hikiko Migaishi from the earlier match between Livan Chubinitsi, between Sandro Yakubashvili and Mamadov. And another ippon to the Georgian. That's a nice counter to the Kosotogari. That's like a Sumiotoshi from the Georgian, completely using his hand as Azeri came across, and then he just turned him with his hands. So came a little bit high for that Kosotogari on the leg, and gets countered with Sumiotoshi. A corner drop. Don't see that very often, especially not at 90 kilos, this technique. So now we have the plus 90 kilograms contest, and this is the one That's going to decide the match because they are now 2-2. Georgia's got 2, Azerbaijan's got a 2, and almost is that going to be Okuri Jimmy? And Ippon is given, so Georgia gets the win. A very quick transition to the ground. As soon as it hit the ground, the Georgians started to work on the Okuri Jimmy sliding collar strangle. So Jeji Tamiliani of Georgia wins the final match against Azerbaijan against Intigam Alakbarov. So the Georgian came with a high collar grip and a high back grip, and these are the highlights. That's the Kosoto, which gets countered with Sumiotoshi. Very quick and exciting fights we had so far. Now the teams will show their respect and bow out. So Georgia is 3-2.
The winner of 3-2 score, Georgia.
So Georgia wins this team contest. And on the other mat, we had Spain winning the contest against Team France 3-1.
Next category, team
So
women third.
coming up next, we will have the only female team contest between Germany and Great Britain. So this is a even matchup in terms of team participation number, because we have only 3 members per team, and they are evenly matched for the weight categories. So it's going to be an interesting contest to watch. So really, we have to give a lot of credit to all these competitors who decided to stay and participate on their own dime and time in these team events. And first, it's extra experience for themselves, but second, they put on a great show for the viewers. And on the other mat, we're going to have the under 50, no, over 50 team contest between 2 German teams. So we're going to stay on mat 2 to follow the female team. And if you would like to follow the other team contest on mat 3 of the men's over 50 team, you can just switch to the other streaming in our YouTube channel. So I'll give you a breakdown of the team composition. Team 1, Germany, we have Alina Rink for 57 kilograms, Ornella Pereira under 63 kilograms, Daniela Kortman under 70 kilograms. And for Team Great Britain, we have Ludmila Swatin, who is borrowed, I believe, from the Czech Republic, as they're allowed to borrow 1 foreign player, and Natasha Glassford under 63 kilograms, and Danielle Bat under 70 kilograms. So the first match is between, well, this is a rematch of yesterday's best 2 out of 3 contest between Alina Rink and Ludmila Swatin. So these girls know each other very well since yesterday. They already fought 3 times And now they're fighting again. The pressure is a little bit different because they're fighting for their team, and whoever wins 2 matches out of 3 for the team will bring the victory, since there are only 3 of them. So I believe yesterday was Swatan who had the better of rank in their best 2 out of 3 contests. The first match, Swatan won with Ippon. Second match, rank won with Vasari. Third match, and Swatan also won. So this is their 4th match in less than 24 hours. That probably set a record, at least for this tournament, as well as I would bet for many other tournaments. And Udi Garami, she's trying. The first penalty goes to rank for passivity. Once again, working on the Udi Garami. Wow, look at the flexibility of Swatan. And now rank is in Tateshu Gatami, holding on to that arm for Udi Garami, or bend arm lock. And Swatan is just not really bothered by that arm. I mean, you know, the arm is bent upward, and I mean, she's got a good defense now. At least she's grabbing her other hand. And Ippon, so 20 seconds passed. That's always a dangerous position to be under, you know, when someone has a submission. It's always threatening. If you let go of your defense or protection of that arm, then they could immediately apply the submission. So you kind of have to stay under the yosekomi. So it's either you get pinned or you get submitted. It's not a good choice either way. And in this case, rank was on Swatan long enough to win by osekomi.
The winner in blue, Great Britain.
Sorry, that was Swatan on rank. So first Ippon, first win goes to Team Great Britain, and we have coming up next the fight between Ornella Pereira of Germany and Natasha Glassford of Great Britain. Pereira is in white, Glassford is in blue. And this is the second match of the women's 30 to 39 years old age group, which is the only female team contest. So this is for 63 kilograms. First thing Pereira controls is the right sleeve of her opponent. It seems like Glassford wants to get that dominant hand on her opponent, but she's having trouble freeing that right hand sleeve because Pereira just pushing it down, and they're both assuming a kind of extreme position. Not really pulling any big attacks, especially Pereira. Even if she has the sleeve and lapel grip, she's not really dropping in. Well, except now, and she gets countered for Wazari. Stayed a little bit too long on her knees without really off-balancing her opponent first. It seems like glass forward is having a little bit trouble getting that lapel hand with her right hand. And Pereira is now under pressure behind with the Vasari, so she's really looking to push forward. And trying for Taniotoshi, and once again lands in a vulnerable position. And so she's been very active in her attacks, but they're just a little bit off. So she was like really, you know, going for that Taniotoshi, and it gets countered on the side for Avazari. Didn't really have full control when she was coming in for the attack, which gives her opponent the advantage to counter attack. So Great Britain basically has won the contest by now, and this is last match. It's just for pride, to salvage a little bit of team pride for Germany. And this is between Daniela Kortmann in white and Daniel Bat in blue. And I believe these two already fought yesterday. And I'm sure they are looking forward to this rematch, because in the women's under 70 kilograms F1, F2 category, they had round robin contest from yesterday. And Kortmann from Germany is probably more motivated to get the win for her team. Kochigari weakly executed and gets taken back without conceding a score. It really needs that upper body control and the right timing for this type of technique to not put oneself in a vulnerable position. So very deep, extreme Kenkayutsu opposite. The gripping here, both have the arm around the back, and you can see Kortmann just drops down for Sumika Ishii. She was missing the setup. You know, for Sumika Ishii, it's not so easy. And submission from Udi Garami. And we have seen at least 2 different attempts in 2 matches just in this category with the Udigarami. And this is a very strong position from Yuko Shihogatami, the side 4 corner hold, to control the arm. So 3 ippons for Great Britain against Germany. So 3-0.
The winner of score 3-0 in blue, representing Great Britain.
But this is not over, because since there are only 2 teams for the F30 category, they're going to fight at least one more time to decide who is going to be the winner. This is a best 2 out of 3 contest. So since they already won by Ippons the first time, if they win again, then Great Britain team will win the first place. If they lose, then they will have to fight again for the 3rd time. Which means Ludmila Swatin and Alina Rink will face each other again for the 5th time in less than 24 hours.
Match 3. Team men 50 category. Germany 2 in blue. Germany 1.
So we're going to follow mat 3 because we have nothing going on mat 2 right now, and this is the men's over 50 age group between Germany and Germany. So these are 2 German teams. I'll give you a rundown of the team composition. So team 1 has the full team from 66 to plus 90 kilos, while the other team has only 3. So team 1 has Rudiger Viggs for 66, Torsten Hillman 73, Gilbert Pantilon 81, Olaf Rodewald 90, and Markus Utzat of plus 90 kilograms. Well, the other team has Peter Kosar under 66, Dieter Motzek Jordan under 81, and Joachim Meyertz over 90 kilograms category. And the first match is going to be between Peter Kosar and Rudiger Viggs. And that's the men's under 66 kilograms weight category. So Rudiger Viggs is in white and Peter Kosar is in blue. So Kosar is actually borrowed from the Czech Republic, as you're permitted under the rules to borrow 1 foreign player for your team. And once again, because these are the only 2 teams in this age group, there will be fighting 3 team contests to determine the best 2 out of 3. And missed Sumigaishi, and now that's a dangerous position. Kosar is working on that Jujigatami. He's going to try to pry open the wrist. And so I noticed that Viggs is wearing a brown belt, but I wouldn't be fooled by it because I know some German players as well French players who have been doing judo for 20 years, and they just, because they haven't done the kata requirement for shodan, they still wear a brown belt. Never went for their promotion, but in practice they could be like 2nd or 3rd dan by judo skill. And now Kosar has that belt grip over the back. He's going to set up. Okay. And you can see Viggs try to come in for a technique, maybe like Yuko Guruma or something, and just falls onto his back. So no score because it was not a technique initiated from Kosar, and there was no control from the opponent. both have this very defensive posture with the deep around the back grip, and Kosar is coming in. Oh, walked right onto that Tsurigoshi, a lifting hip throw. For the first moment, you saw that Kosar was trying for Kosotogari and actually got Vegas a little bit off balance. And the second time, he became a little bit bolder and just advanced closer to Vegas, but then found himself under Vegas' hips. You can see the first time, and found himself just in the position to be loaded onto the hips for the Tsurigoshi. So first the win goes to Vegas, and now it's going to be difficult for Team Germany to really win this one, because they're already missing 2 players, and given their loss to the first team, so it's already 3-0. And even if the other 2 players win their matches, it will be still 3-2. So this contest is already decided for the first team in white. And this is Torsten Heilmann, who just bowed in, and he wins by default because the other team doesn't have a 73 kilograms player. So the first requirement and the first strategy as a team to win is to have a full team lineup.
Germany 1 team.
So this is the under 81 kilograms category between Gilbert Pantilon in white and Dieter Motozak Jordan in blue. So for the over age 50 group, you have a big range of age. It's basically from M5, M6 to M7. So basically from 50 to 64 years old. And here Pantilon is trying to pass his opponent's legs, and now he is in the Yukoshi Okatami. Very strong position. He's controlling the opponent's arm or shoulder and then blocking him with his knees on the other side. And now he's got the leg over the head. So another ippon goes to the first team here in white. And this first team already has 3 ippons. Actually 4, if you consider the next match is going to be a win by default as well.
Next fight, 90 kilos.
So here is Olaf Rodwald winning by default again, because he doesn't have an opponent on the other side.
Germany 1.
And the last match, again, in this type of situation, it's just a fight for pride.
Joachim, representing Germany 2. In white, Josef Markus, representing Germany 1.
Marcus
And the
Utsat
winner
is in white,
Marcus
and
Germany 1.
they decide not to fight this one. Joachim Meyer's give up, so Team 1 of Germany wins with 5 ippons and completely dominates this contest.
The winner of 5-0 score in white, representing Germany 1 team.
A good show of friendship and respect. I'm sure everybody is happy just to be here. Again, you know, it's not easy for these self-funded athletes to stay for such a long time, at least long enough to take advantage of the team competition. And we really hope next year, with lower cost of participation, we'll be able to have many, many more players and more teams as well. So we're moving back to the men's 30 and over category. It's going to be on 2 mats, and we're going to move back to mat 2.
Mat 3, bronze medal fight. Team 30 category. In blue, team representing France. In white, team representing Azerbaijan.
So on mat 2, we're going to be following the team contest between Georgia and Spain. And on mat 3, there will be the bronze medal contest between Azerbaijan and France.
Mat 2, team
So it's worth to note that
in blue, Spain. In
the
white,
Georgia team and Spain team
contest
both have
for
4
gold
players,
medal.
so they're evenly matched for all the categories, except they don't have under 66 kilograms player. And this is going to be a good lineup. And well, on the other side of the mat, on mat 3, Azerbaijan came in with a full team with 5 players, while France only has 3 players. So already France is at a disadvantage with two matches. So here we're going to focus on the final between Georgia and Spain. And the first match is between Livan Chupinitsi in white and Nuno Carvalho in blue. So Carvalho is the current vice European champion and world champion in the M2 under 73 kilograms category. Well, Livan Chupinitsi just won the M1 73 yesterday, but he finds himself on the bottom and almost in the Tadashuka Tami. Carvalho never misses the opportunity to transition on the ground. He's been showing yesterday his remarkable Ashiwata skill as well as quick transition.
The winner in white, Yusufli Anand for Azerbaijan.
looks like Carvalho may have hurt his foot a little bit.
90 kilos. In blue, Alexis representing France. In white, Ismail Samir representing Azerbaijan.
Another Sumigaishi attempt from the Georgian. Wow, Yuko Otoshi scoring Vazari to Chubinitsi. So there's a big height difference. You can see Carvalho is much taller, while Chubinitsi is shorter and very stocky, and he just has a very defensive posture, always pushing forward. The Georgians is exerting so much downward force on Carvalho. You can see Carvalho tried for Ochigari and immediately was like dragged down the floor. Always going low. Carvalho really can't miss that opportunity to lock in the Sankaku Jimmy. Especially now he's so close. But Chubinitsi is very agile and swift in his defense, controlling that leg. So if the two legs can't cross, then there would be no Sankaku Jimmy. 11 seconds left, and Chubinitsi is leading with Vazari in this first contest. But Carvalho looks like he's limping a little bit from that earlier injury. Yet still he's really trying to do his best. And Sotemiwaza trying for a Sumigaishi or Ukiwaza. Looks more like a Ukiwaza. So the first win of this team contest goes to Livan Chubinitsi.
Next conference. In blue, Serrano Gentila Zeus representing Spain. In white, Yakubashvili Sandro representing Georgia.
Coming up next, we have Sandro Yakubashvili of Georgia in white, and Zeus Serrano Chinquila of Spain in blue.
Mat 3, the winner. In white, Ismail Samir representing Azerbaijan. Next contest. Over 90 kilos. In blue, Zakaria Hatim representing France. In white, Edara Furman representing Azerbaijan.
Yakubashvili come in with that big Haraigoshi and didn't really get enough contact but always dangerous as long as he has that over the back grip. So Yakubashvili is really controlling his opponent's sleeve hand and makes Chinkila looks very passive. Probably will pick up a penalty for passivity, and in fact he does. So it's very hard to put in an effective attack when he doesn't have that sleeve hand, and now he finds himself under for Shimiwaza Ippon. Yeah, Chinkila came in just too far for that Seo Otoshi. Really didn't have a control, didn't have the Kuzushi, and left himself completely open for the Okurieri Jimmy. You know, he came in also on the sleeve side for the Ippon Seonagi. Was just too far and didn't off-balance enough his opponent. So the second win also goes to Georgia team.
Representing Georgia. Mat 2, next contest. Duran Garcia Patel in blue representing Spain. Davati Zaza in white representing Georgia.
So the third match is between Zaza Davatsi of Georgia in white and Manuel Duran Garcia of Spain in blue. Already testing his opponent, Davatsi, to see what kind of reaction gets with this lapel side Seonagi. And trying for Kataguruma. Already just in 30 seconds, put in 4 or 5 attacks. Well, that was far hip Uchimata, but he kind of insisted with it and just continued to drive the hip through and rotating to the side. So Vazari goes to Davatsi. It didn't look very threatening when he entered for that Uchimata, but you know, he just kept on pulling the sleeve and driving. Even as Garcia hit the ground, it still didn't look like he could have a solid Vazari, but then there was a continuous action rolling down to Garcia's back. And the second Vazari, Avasete Ippon. Technique for technique. Garcia came in for technique and Davasi took advantage of it, dropped under for his own attack.
The winner in white, Davati Zaza, Georgia.
So this team match is already decided
Over 90 kilos.
with 3 wins to Georgia and 0 to Spain.
In white, Gwenyashvili Bata representing Georgia.
So here we have the final contest of this M30 and team fight final between Pata Giviniashvili of Georgia in white, and Juan Antonio Tortella Balbas of Spain in blue. So here we have a former senior world sambo champion, so which is quite similar to judo, and I'm sure he's been doing judo too for just as long, because in many of these former Soviet Union countries, judo is sambo, sambo is judo. To these players, they always train basically the same way. And Giviniashvili won the M1 plus 100 kilograms, plus under 100 kilograms category.
The winner in white medal from Azerbaijan.
So on the other mat, mat 3, we already have a bronze medal winner, which is Team Azerbaijan.
The winner in white, representing Azerbaijan. Score 5-0.
And the big Uchimata from Giviniashvili. No score, and Vazari is given because he started inside, just right around the edge of the mat, but it was still inside. With just a little over a minute left, Giviniashvili is leading with the Vazari, and the bar is very high for Babas, trying to win back and level the score for him. And looking so passive, getting dominated with that high collar grip. So especially with a player like Giviniashvili, one has to really be careful not to let that right hand coming over the back of the neck. So third penalty goes to Balbas of Spain, and Giviniashvili takes the last and final victory for his team. So Georgia takes the first place in the M30, 30 to 39 years old group team contest, while Spain takes second, and Azerbaijan takes third, and France takes fourth. Well, that was a remarkably quick finish for the team event today. We had just 4 teams for the M30 and 2 teams for the F30 and 2 teams for the M50 age groups. And it was a very well fought contest. And I have to make a correction because earlier we thought that the F30 and M50 teams, because they only had 2 teams each, they would fight the best 2 out of 3 contests. But instead, they just fought once, and that determines the winner. So with that said, the women's 30 to 39 years old team contest between Germany and Great Britain had Great Britain winning by all epons, taking first place, and Germany taking the second place. Whereas the 2 German teams, you have Germany 1 team winning over Germany 2 team, again with 5 wins. And for the M30 contest, we have 4 teams: Georgia, Azerbaijan, France, and Spain. So Georgia faced Spain in the final and completely dominated all matches, even though they had a even lineup with 4 players in the same categories. And Georgia was really strong even against Azerbaijan earlier in the quarterfinal. And for the bronze medal, Azerbaijan completely dominated the French team with all wins. Also, they are coming in with a full team of 5 members against France's 3 members. So that's always a big advantage you cannot easily overturn unless you have very, very superior skill to win, and the numbers themselves are the advantage. So if you're missing 2 players, it's very difficult. But anyway, I'm sure these teams here are having fun. They came here not just, you know, for the medal, but to get extra matches, to have that extra camaraderie, to, you know, just enjoy atmosphere. And again, like I said earlier, they had to come here and stay longer at their own expenses to make this possible. So a big thanks to all the teams, all the team members who decided to make that extra effort to stay and give us, the viewers, a chance to see more quality judo at the veterans level. And that's really the spirit of veteran judo. And with that said, we are near the conclusion of this 4-day event at the 2022 European Judo Veteran Championships. And we had a great time here in the Crete Island of Greece. Excellent organization and many good fights. And I have to say goodbye to you now as we approach the medal ceremony. And hopefully we will be seeing you again in another veterans event soon. And goodbye.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call to quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
Different names to justify the ownership. Rules are still the same. Chances we don't get, but still we showing love to everyone that shows respect. At the river is where they used to trade. Our ancestors, how can we not relate? The story goes so deep, not looking for revenge, looking for solutions in the day that we'll smile again.